The universe, an ocean of ice, fire, and mystery. And in its darkest depths, where the light of the sun barely reaches, the messengers of time are born, the comets. Comet ATLAS, discovered in 2019, was one of them, an ancient traveler awakening from its slumber on the edge of the solar system to embark on an impossible journey toward the light. Its story begins in the frozen outskirts of the cosmos, in regions so cold that water, methane, and ammonia have remained solid since the dawn of time. There, in the Kuiper Belt and the Oort cloud, millions of fragments of ice and rock drift silently through the darkness, waiting for a gravitational whisper to call them to life. Sometimes, a passing star, a giant planet, or even a subtle ripple in space nudges them, and the journey begins. As the comet approaches the sun, heat transforms it. The ice sublimates, gases escape, and the comet bursts into brilliance, forming a glowing tail that always points away from the sun, as if trying to flee from its burning gaze. Comets are the oldest travelers in the solar system. They were born when the sun was still young, when dust and gas swirled in a storm of fire, collisions, and gravity. They are frozen fragments from the dawn of the cosmos, untouched remnants of a time when Earth itself did not yet exist. But what makes comets truly fascinating is not only their age, it's the role they play in the grand history of the universe. Each time one approaches the sun, it releases precious information, as if an ancient archive were being opened for the very first time. Its gases, particles, and glow tell the story of the materials that once gave birth to the planets. Comet ATLAS, like many others, was a time capsule. Its composition contained traces of water, methane, ammonia, and complex organic molecules, the very same elements that, on Earth, combined to create life. That's why some astronomers believe comets were the true bringers of our oceans, the carriers of the first biological components that ignited the spark of existence. Perhaps without them, Earth would never have been blue. When we watch a comet streak across the night sky, we are not witnessing a simple astronomical event. We are seeing the return of an ancient relic, a visitor that has been traveling through the void for millions of years. And every step of its journey is ruled by a delicate gravitational dance. The sun pulls, the planets deflect, and the solar winds sculpt its fiery tail. Comet ATLAS taught us about the fragility of these celestial wanderers. As it drew closer to the sun, its nucleus began to fracture. Thermal tensions tore it apart into countless pieces, and what once seemed a promising traveler became a shower of cosmic debris. Yet even in its destruction, ATLAS revealed the very essence of comets. Ephemeral, beautiful, fragile structures designed by the universe to vanish precisely at the height of their splendor. That paradox, to shine only to disappear, is what makes them so profoundly human, so symbolic. Comets remind us that everything born in the universe has a cycle, that even the oldest matter is destined to change form. On a cosmic scale, the passage of a comet like ATLAS is brief, but its legacy endures. Every fragment it releases, every molecule scattered through space, may serve as the seed for new worlds, new systems, new suns. Thus, the death of a comet is also a promise. The universe recycling its own essence, recreating existence again and again. Some scientists believe there are millions of hidden comets in the Oort cloud, waiting for their turn to visit the inner solar system, each with its own story, its own chemistry, its own fate. Some will disintegrate like ATLAS, others, like Hale-Bopp or Neowise, will gift us with breathtaking spectacles that inspire generations. But beyond science, comets awaken something ancient within us. Our ancestors saw them as omens, divine signs, warnings of destiny, lights from another world. Today we know they are frozen celestial bodies, yet they still have the power to move us. Because when a shining tail crosses the sky, for a fleeting moment, we remember that we are part of something infinitely greater. Comet ATLAS may have disintegrated, but its legacy still shines. It reminded us that even the smallest bodies in the universe can reveal the deepest secrets, and that, in the silence of space, every grain of ice and dust carries the history of all things. Perhaps somewhere in the vast universe, another comet is beginning its journey toward the sun, and when we see it cross our sky, we'll know the cosmos is still speaking to us, in its eternal language of fire, ice, and light. Each comet is a frozen story, a seed from the dawn of time. Within its icy core lies the purest and most ancient matter in the universe, material that existed long before the planets formed, before the sun burned in its full glory. For billions of years, these celestial bodies have remained hidden in the most remote edges of the solar system, in a silence so deep it defies human understanding. And yet, every once in a while, one awakens. Something, perhaps the pull of a distant star or a subtle gravitational disturbance, tears it from its slumber. Then, it begins its journey toward warmth, toward light, toward the heart of the solar system. That journey is not merely a physical voyage, it's a transformation. As the comet approaches the sun, its frozen body begins to release gas, dust, and molecules that once took part in the birth of the planets. In that moment, the comet becomes a living witness of the past, revealing secrets that Earth had long forgotten. Comet ATLAS, in its brief passage, was precisely that, a messenger from the origins. Though it disintegrated before reaching its full splendor, its luminous outburst allowed scientists to study fragments never before seen, materials that revealed the presence of complex organic molecules similar to those that once gave birth to life on Earth. Imagine that, a fragment of ice, lost in space for billions of years, carrying within it the very ingredients that one day ignited the spark of life on a blue planet. Perhaps it was a comet like Atlas that brought the water and carbon that now flow within every living being. Comets are not mere visitors, they are messengers of cosmic balance. Every time one approaches, it leaves a trace. Particles that enter Earth's atmosphere, meteor showers that streak across our skies, reminders that the matter of the universe is forever in motion. Modern science studies them with astonishing precision, yet so much remains beyond our understanding. How can some comets survive for millennia without breaking apart, while others, like Atlas, disintegrate at the first touch of sunlight? What determines their stability or their collapse? Some astronomers believe the answer lies within their internal structure, a fragile balance of ice, dust, and vacuum. Others, more daring, suggest that some comets may contain hollow cores or faint magnetic fields that influence their behavior. On a cosmic scale, comets are essential. They serve as distributors of matter, spreading molecules throughout the solar system. Thanks to them, young planets can be enriched with chemical compounds they would otherwise never receive. In other words, without comets, the universe would be less fertile, less diverse, less alive. When Comet ATLAS broke apart, many considered it an astronomical disappointment, but scientists saw something deeper, an opportunity to study its interior, to analyze the remains of a body untouched by solar heat since the birth of the system. What they found was a portrait of the cosmic past, primordial materials, unaltered and preserved since the days when the solar system was just a swirling cloud of gas and dust. As telescopes continue to scan the heavens, new comets are discovered every year. Some are small, barely visible. Others, giants with tails, stretching millions of kilometers. But they all share one thing, a story written before history itself. Comets reveal both the fragility and the grandeur of the universe. They teach us that nothing is eternal, yet everything leaves a trace, that even what fades into darkness can still leave behind light. And perhaps that is their true mystery, their ability to connect the fleeting with the eternal. To remind us that everything from a star to a human being is made of the same dust that travels within them. Comets do not come to destroy, nor to frighten. They come to remind us who we are. We are children of the stars, fragments of a universe repeating itself in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. So, each time a comet crosses the night sky, it is not just a rock drifting through the void. It is a memory awakened, an ancient voice whispering from the dawn of time. Look up. For that is where it all began.